starting lineup. In the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. Horford is out there with Mike Scott. And it's Harris in at the small forward. And for Dallas, Doncic out there with Wright. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 4 slot. On opening night, Clark, both teams would love to start off, obviously, on a winning note.
Without question. I mean, setting that winning tone, gaining that confidence that comes from winning, and they all count. Wins today are just as important as wins that you get in March and April.
So Dallas will get the first possession. Right outside. A floater, and he sinks the layup. Wright's got the opening basket of the game for the Mavs.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Right against Richardson. Harris outside. 6 to shoot. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Yeah, you know, the three-point range Harris has added to his game makes him that much harder to defend. He always is somebody you've got to be aware of.
And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's his first foul.
Yeah, quick foul to pick up right away here in the first quarter.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. And it's blocked by Simmons.
Well, you got to respect the athleticism and the willingness to defend that Simmons has. I mean, he's a skilled shot blocker, too.
Powell against Horford. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Horford. Now out of Canada by way of Stanford University. 6'11", power forward Dwight Powell.
Boy, a high-energy guy is Powell, guys. He's a pogo stick and a rim runner. Very quick-footed. I think that makes him tough to tag slicing through the lane. His activity and agility really what separate him and get him minutes on the court.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And there's been some turnover in the Philly front office, but through it all, some bold moves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, guys. First, the process, and we heard a lot about that as they were stockpiling draft picks and losing a lot of games. It was maybe the most drastic rebuild in NBA history, at least as I can recall. Then new leadership in Elton Brand, who's done an outstanding job pushing all their chips into the middle to go for it. Great credit to him for not sitting back. In both cases, a plan and a direction, and that's what you want from your organization.
Harris against Hardaway. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers. And I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
And that one misses.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and, boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
That's off as well, so he misses both. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harris has got his second bucket tonight.
There's no way you can minimize his concentration. Excellent focus in finding a way to score that time by Harris.
On the wing, Hardaway. The 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Richardson the pass to Simmons. Doncic with the steal, and it's the Mavericks on the break, and it's blocked by Simmons. Pass to Richardson. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, and Simmons kicks to Richardson. Shot clock at 6. Mavericks with the rebound.
You know, you don't always get that opportunity, so those are the ones you hate to miss.
And it's Wright missing. The 76ers trail by 5. That's good from Harris on the assist by Simmons. 7 points for Tobias Harris. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. And stolen by Simmons. Pass to Horford. Back to Simmons. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Can't shake Simmons. He is very used to getting hit on these kinds of looks and just plays right through the contact.
To the paint. Here's Horford. And a dunk by Horford.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia, where they were able to handle the 76ers.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
And you know what? If they run away with this game like they did in that one, I'd expect to see plenty of minutes again for the guys coming off the bench.
The 76ers have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Kicks it out to Richardson. Fires from deep. Powell pulls it in.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Hardaway passes to Doncic. Outside Hardaway. Fires the 3. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got his 3rd assist on the night. 76ers trailing. Passes it to Harris. Richardson outside. Back to Harris. And DeLon Wright gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Richardson outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Greggy's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
That one is off.
You know, guys, the Dallas Mavericks with the longest active sellout streak of any pro basketball team. You can put sellout in quotes because they actually give a lot of tickets away to schools and community service groups to make sure that building is full.
And the second free throw, good. You know, Clark, the Mavericks making their games accessible to Dallas fans, much more concerned with the packed house than the revenue at the gate.
Yeah, and I like that philosophy, guys. I mean, building their future fan base, those fans will be around for a while, giving young people a chance to become Mavericks fans for life. And you start early, and it pays dividends down the road usually.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Harris. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
That doesn't go either for Doncic.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Horford finds Simmons. Back to Horford. Outside, Simmons. From past the arc. Another miss by Philadelphia. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Shot from 12. And Doncic gets it to go.
Well, it's so easy to be excited about Doncic. A lot to like in his game, especially when he's sinking tough shots in the face of the defense like this.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here on when you see that step back three, Clark, for Doncic. Shades of James Harden, the way he gets that shot off.
And you know what they say, Luka's deceleration, hitting the brakes and stopping suddenly, is top notch, just like James Harden's. So that's quite a compliment. A lot of that is footwork and balance, but I think his quickness too, guys, has been a little bit underrated. This guy is a little better athlete than he gets credit for.
Ennis dishes to Horford. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
Free throw dropped for Al Horford. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
And Al Horford drops them both. Clark, a big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve the rebound?
You know, I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Luka Doncic.
You know, you can't get overly physical with Harris, because once you do, he turns it against you and uses it for his good.
One drops. He ties it up.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, Tobias Harris is a great scorer, and he's had multiple NBA stops, and I think you just have to simply say this guy has always been wanted.
Seth Curry, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
Outside for Curry. They get a hand on it. Here's Thibault. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. On the wing, Doncic. Guarded by Simmons. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Outstanding focus from Seth Curry. Nice job there of staying in control of his shot, even with the contact.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Mavericks.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Wright finds Doncic. Wright with it, and it's Horford picking him up.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. On its way from Curry for two. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight, neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go. You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
And Doncic gets it to go.
You know, not a good start for him offensively, just 2 of 8 from the field, but his confidence has not waned.
Here's Simmons. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
You know, what touch from the Australian native, Ben Simmons. I mean, he's so good at staying under control, even when facing physical contact.
Outside Curry. Shoots. Doesn't go for him. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Here's Simmons. Count that bucket. Simmons got the game tied up here for Philadelphia.
Seems like he can't miss right now, guys. I mean, completely in the zone this quarter.
And the Mavericks call time here. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. And it's Justin Jackson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Kleber kicks to right. Outside for Curry. 6 on the shot clock. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And a chance to check out the stats for Richardson. He had a strong showing last season. Put up about 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
And Simmons kicks to Burke. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And now a 3-point Philadelphia lead.
You got to recognize Simmons is a pass-first guy, which is why you can't leave somebody open around him.
Richardson against Curry. They need this. Connects from 3-point range. Doncic has got 7.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Burke looking over the floor. And it's blocked. They get it back. Scott, good. And 1:01 left to play in the first quarter. Curry against Richardson. Outside Curry. And there's the pass to Jackson.
And as Dirk Nowitzki walks off into the sunset, the Mavericks seem to have found their next European superstar in Luka Doncic. The number 3 pick in last year's draft had a rookie season for the ages.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
You know, early on, Doncic has proven to be a leader. I mean, this guy is somebody that can shoulder the offense and take and make big shots for his team.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Cleveland's checked in. free throw is good from Doncic. There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Burke kicks to Scott. Back to Burke. The Mavericks pull it in. Now Curry. His last outing, 16 points for him.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Doncic feeling it out. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. No good there. Tobias Harris, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Philadelphia 76ers. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Al Horford was born in the Dominican Republic, and he talked about why he gravitated towards basketball instead of baseball.
Coming from a place where, baseball is what's driven to us every time. I mean, I started playing baseball. I didn't play basketball. I started playing baseball, and, just watching my dad play basketball, I just fell in love with the game. But people were still telling me, they're like, nobody makes it out of here, usually out of basketball. I mean, your dad was a very rare case, and I just believed in it.
Yep, wanted to follow in his father's footsteps.
And what a career. College championships at Florida, an all-star in the NBA. I think he made the right choice.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Mavericks, Curry is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Jackson. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Kleber in at the center position. Knocks it loose. Here's Burke. The kick out to Scott. Clock at 4. Again, Philadelphia.
You've got to have a good basketball IQ to be effective. I love the decision to kick it out.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And the big contract for Tim Hardaway Jr. back in 2017, Clark. 4 years, $71 million.
Hey, sometimes timing is everything. We know that in our world and in all the other worlds out there. And think about that now. Tim Hardaway Jr. has made more money than his all-star father made in his whole career.
Shooting 2.
Hardaway Jr., young and athletic, and a really rock-solid player at both ends.
That free throw good from Hardaway. Mark, you were so good at such an early age in your basketball career. At what point did you personally realize just how far the game could take you?
You know, it really resonated with me, Kevin, I think at a summer basketball camp at Miami of Ohio when some of the better campers, high school campers, were asked to play with the college guys at night. And then during pickup games in my hometown of Cleveland with some of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow and Mike Mitchell, and being able to compete somewhat with those guys at 15 and 16 years of age and having them encourage me to keep going and that I'd have a chance to do what they were doing at the time, which was play pro ball.
Jackson misses. And so it's Ennis bringing it up now for the Philadelphia 76ers. Richardson with it. A 29-point game for him in the win against Boston.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
Burke can't get it to go. The Mavericks trail it. And here's Brunson. Kleber, the pass to Hardaway. And here's Brunson. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Hardaway against Richardson. Back to Burke. Kicks it to Richardson. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Shoots from the high post. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Burke's got 3 assists now in this one.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
Brunson with it, and it's Richardson picking him up. Jackson looking around. Outside Hardaway. Over Ennis. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Hardaway has got 10.
Boy, a promising mid-range game that's highlighted by strong fundamentals and mechanics. Hardaway Jr., a productive scorer.
Richardson the pass to Harris. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Mavericks trail by 3. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Down low, here's Richardson. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Here's Brunson. Outside Curry. Beyond the arc. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
You know, the staple of Seth Curry's game is shooting the ball off the catch.
Richardson outside. Pass to Thibault. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. And now here's the upcoming schedule for the Dallas Mavericks. On Tuesday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Wednesday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Sacramento to take on the Kings. Outside Hardaway, puts up a 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Pass to Thibault. And Hardaway comes to help. Harris passes to Thibault. Now here's Richardson. 5 points in the game. 4 on the clock. Here's Burke. And again, it's Philadelphia. You talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
Dallas calls timeout.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dallas. Luka Doncic comes in for Jalen Brunson. Hardaway, that's a 2-pointer. It's hauled in by Thibault, the 76ers leader. To the inside. Here's Harris. Kleba with the rebound. Dallas has gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. Outside Hardaway. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. But they recover it. Here's Kleba. Misses off the left iron.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
As a defender, he's going to just be a bothersome, worrisome guy, making you miserable all night. A hand in your face on every jumper.
Here's Horford. Great touch on the 16-footer. Horford's got 8 points.
Stretches the floor nicely for a big, versatile. Horford's become a perennial all-star.
And Curry has it in the corner. Launches a 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Horford's got his 5th rebound in this one. Simmons with it. He's picked up by Doncic. Takes it from 10. They get the rebound. Horford in the post. Harris. Mark, you look at Ben Simmons. Is he the best Australian-born player ever?
Well, you got to remember now, Kevin, and you would know this from your research, Kyrie Irving was actually born in Australia, lived there for a couple of years, and still has dual citizenship. So I'll leave that one to the fans to debate. Irving or Simmons as the best from Australia?
That's good from Harris. Clark, what would your dream backcourt look like? If you were going to design one, what would it look like?
Well, they'd have good size and athleticism, somewhere in that 6'3" to 6'6" range, and the ability to make plays for themselves and others, and also be very solid at the defensive end. You know, you think about some guys that would fit that bill. I look at a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, who really gives it to you in multiple ways as a backcourt player. And I like the scoring of Damian Lillard.
Agreed. Here's Finney-Smith. No good on the triple. The 76ers leading by 5. Harris passes to Scott. And the dunk by Scott.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
Dallas making a switch here. Cleveland's checked in. James Ennis, he'll check in for Philadelphia.
And the Mavericks seem to have done the hard part, acquiring a potential franchise player in Luka Doncic.
And you know, guys, we've seen it, but in this league, one star isn't enough. That's why I think the trade for Porzingis was a good gamble. If he can stay healthy, they have an inside-outside star combo to build on.
Pass to Scott, and stolen by Wright. Makes it off the glass. Wright's got 7.
And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
Here's Simmons. Nails the baby hook. Simmons got the lead up to 8 now for the 76ers.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright. Here's Philadelphia. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. There's the pass to Horford. Shoots over Powell. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Cleveland. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Floats it up for Horford. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves.
And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. Powell kicks to Cleveland. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Horford.
You know, with Dirk Nowitzki retiring last season after a remarkable 21 years with the Mavericks, they are starting afresh, a new era, hoping budding superstar Luka Doncic can carry that mantle, and I think he's off to a great start in doing so.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. And you think of everything that Dirk Nowitzki has meant to the Mavericks. Clark, one team for his entire career.
An iconic Hall of Famer. You talk about 14 All-Star appearances and league MVP, 6th all-time in scoring. Most importantly, the franchise's first and only title in 2011.
And the size of the Sixers can present matchup problems for opposing teams.
Well, you think about the two critical positions, a 6'10 point guard and a 7'2 center, and both are uber talented. That's a huge advantage, a unique advantage for Philadelphia.
Here's Cleveland, guarded by Simmons. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Taking it up strong against size. He does not lack for confidence.
That's well done there. I mean, don't even give him a chance to get to the block. Get in tight and finish at the rim.
The Mavericks have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. And Philadelphia making a change here. Richardson's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
A moment here to check out the numbers for Luka Doncic. Coming off a terrific season. Last year averaged 21 points per, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays. A big X factor for the Sixers, I think, will be the development of Ben Simmons' jump shot. He's got to become at least a threat as a perimeter shooter if they're going to have a chance to win it all.
The first one falls. And especially in the playoffs where teams really scheme for you, Simmons shooting can be a real problem for the Sixers.
Yeah, it's a major liability, guys. There's no denying it. For all of his wonderful ability and versatility, the fact that it's basically 4 on 5 when they're on offense with him on the floor is a problem in the playoffs. And you said it. When teams can lock into you, they're going to make you do what you're uncomfortable doing.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
And stolen by Simmons. He kicks it to Horford. Back to Simmons. Clock at 6. Here's Scott, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Scott's got the lead up to 10 now for the 76ers.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Mavericks making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. And so Wright nails both of them. The 76ers leading by 8. Richardson outside. Simmons against Doncic. And it's Simmons penetrating. And Simmons slams it in.
When he's sprinting down the court like that to the basket, Simmons is virtually impossible to stop.
Here's Doncic. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Doncic has got 11 points.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Basket good. Wright's got 6 here in this quarter.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
And Simmons kicks to Scott. Back to Simmons. Pass to Ennis for the 3. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Powell, the pass to Wright. Doncic against Simmons. Fires at the elbow. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down to 4 on the bucket from Doncic.
Taking exactly what the defense gives him, Doncic exploiting whatever he sees out there. Does a nice job seeing the game.
From deep three-point range, no good on the last second attempt there. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. 76ers lead by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Ben Simmons had it going on in the first quarter. He had 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Efficiency. You know, I think that's big. That's a key to success. You got to protect the basketball. You can't make those risky passes that lead to highlight film dunks. So I thought it was a great job.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
The three-point shot has really, really helped them out. I don't always like to see teams rely on the 3, but when it's dropping like that, I say roll with it. They keep setting good screens. Running these pick and rolls, they'll be tough to beat.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. They've led by as much as 10. Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's foul. Richardson and Harris filling out the wing. Mike Scott out there with Horford, and it's Simmons in at the 1 spot. Pass to Finney-Smith. And Wright kicks to Doncic. Passes it to Finney-Smith. Right wing. The 17-footer. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Simmons with the defensive effort.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Here's Wright. The pass to Finney-Smith. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Wright for 3. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got 4 rebounds in this game.
Boy, an awful beginning to this half, guys, missing their first 4 attempts.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons A combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
Hardaway dishes to Doncic. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Yeah, and checking out some stats here for Ben Simmons. Last season, he played outstanding. 6th in assists, 15th in field goal percentage. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists. Just does a great job of getting everyone involved. Mavericks trail by 6. Doncic outside. Simmons with the defensive effort.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Harris passes to Horford. Richardson gets a wide open look. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. And that's now 10 points for Josh Richardson. Doncic kicks to Powell. Harris against Hardaway. Some solid defense from Harris.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
And the Mavericks call time here.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. And Coach Brown Clark captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation. And I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And the first one drops.
You know, I think we all know that Hardaway Jr. is a really good scorer. I mean, the next step for him is improving defensively.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Horford the pass to Richardson. It's rebounded by Dallas. Doncic has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Simmons passes to Harris, and slam dunk by Harris.
Tell you what, fellas, like seeing Harris be engaged from there. I mean, refusing to settle for the simple layup. Nice finish.
Wright looking around. Kicks it to Doncic. The shot misses. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Harris against Hardaway. Harris passes to Horford. Here's Scott. From outside, off the mark. Mavericks trailed by 11. Doncic outside. Lets a floater go, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Doncic, because he's so skilled and so savvy, he does a nice job forcing the defense into tough spots when they're guarding him.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the 76ers?
The mid-range that you've seen from them about as good as it gets, and there has not been a drop-off in the second half.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. Here's Simmons. 16 points for him. Kicks it out to Richardson. Off target from outside.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Doncic outside. Here's the floater. Good work defensively by Richardson.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Pass to Harris. Here's Horford. Guarded by Hardaway. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist from Tobias Harris. Horford's got the lead up to 13 now for the 76ers. Outside Hardaway. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Horford's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Scott, good. Scott's got 11.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now, Doncic. He's got 14. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
First one falls for him. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. That one misses for Simmons.
You look at Ben Simmons, and it's easy to compare him somewhat to LeBron James because he's a walking triple-double threat every game. And quite honestly, I think he's only going to get better, especially if he adds a jump shot.
Horford against Hardaway. And stolen by Richardson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Richardson's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Yo, whose man's is Simmons?
Here's Simmons. And stolen by Wright. To the middle. Here's Finney-Smith. And year 3, the best of Dorian Finney-Smith's career.
Yeah, you know, he upped his scoring rate, guys, and rebounding. He became more efficient and undrafted out of college, played his college ball at Florida, and he's made himself a nice home in the NBA.
Two.
And the first one at the line is good. Clark, a lot of fans ask us what qualifies as a legal screen versus a moving screen. They feel there's a lot of gray area there. What do you think?
Well, I think there is some gray area because the problem you have, one of the problems is a number of veterans out there have become really masters at getting a little extra into their screen, which borders on illegal and many times is. So the league is doing a pretty good job of clarifying. And if you're moving your lower or upper body to help a teammate with your screen, then that should be called. And most times it is called as illegal. A hip check, a shoulder, any of that to set a screen is illegal.
Here's Horford. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
And the 76ers call time here. Curry's checked in for Hardaway. And Philadelphia making a change here.
Looking now at the numbers for Wright, how he did last season. Put up 8 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
One shot.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Pass to Kleba. Here's Finney-Smith. Right outside. Shot clock at 6. Passes to Doncic. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Thibault.
So hard, actually impossible to cut into the lead when you have a guy struggling this badly.
Outside, Simmons. Takes the 3. Hits it from three-point range. Simmons got 24.
Yeah, and you know, for Simmons to be so young, he has a great basketball IQ, and he plays to his strengths on offense and plays to them well.
Curry with the bounce pass. Here's Doncic. Finney-Smith kicks to Doncic. Simmons with it. 24 points for him. Here's Thibault. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Right inside. No good again that time.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his face, especially with his team trailing.
Here's Thibault. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. He doesn't get the second one. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Mavericks.
Come on, shoot!
And here is Curry. 8 points for him. Now the pass to Kleba. Buries the long-range jumper. Kleba's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The 76ers leading by 20. Here's Simmons. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Luka Doncic.
You just have to be more careful with Simmons. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant at keeping the defense off balance.
This will make 4 trips to the line so far in the game.
Shooting 2.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
And you know, with his free throw percentage being where it was last season, it changed the way teams defended him. I mean, there were no easy baskets. He was going to get fouled anytime he got near the rim. They were going to make him earn his points at the line.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Outside Jackson. Here's Doncic. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists tonight.
You know, he's a capable shooter from outside, guys, and for Doncic, I think it's a matter of just shooting with confidence all the time.
Pass to Thibault. 3-pointer. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Thibault's got 6 here in this quarter.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, you got it real right. They are lighting it up from beyond the arc this half.
Here's Cleveland. Deep. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got rebound number 5 here tonight. He dishes it to Simmons. Pass to Ennis. 46 seconds left in the third. He gets it in there.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Passes it to Curry. Back to Doncic. The pass to Kleba. Here's Cleveland. Outside Curry. They get it back. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. "19 seconds left in the third quarter. Simmons against Doncic. Pass to Harris. That's tipped. Launches it. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Curry. Curry's got 4 assists now tonight. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers taking a 19-point lead into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We've got more in store for you right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. We've got Hardaway. Curry is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Jackson. And it's Kleba in at the center. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Here's Hardaway. It's tipped.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Brunson the pass to Hardaway. Here's Burke. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Good job getting the ball and completing that play.
Boy, there's not much defense available once a steal is made. That's the best time to attack on the break.
Now here's Jackson. 6 to shoot. Curry kicks to Hardaway. And a miss there on the triple.
No luck for him this half after being outstanding from outside the arc in the first half.
Pass to Richardson. Clark, at the college level, a coach was recently offered a lifetime contract. Think we'll ever see that in the NBA?
Well, you can't quite say never.
Right.
I said in college basketball, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see a 16 beat a 1 seed.
Right.
So never say never, but it's not going to happen.
Well, but you've got a lifetime contract doing this, so I guess it does happen in some quadrants.
Well, you got information that I don't have.
Korkmaz passes to Burke. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Hardaway from outside. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
Burke, the pass to Korkmaz. Back to Burke. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Second chance shot, and that's good off the glass that time.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
With some arc, he's off on that one. Nice D from Scott. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 13-3 run. Back to Richardson. With the teardrop, Mavericks with the rebound. They can look forward to San Francisco after this game and a matchup against Golden State. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Curry kicks to Brunson. A steal. Here's Korkmaz. Can't hit that one. And it's Dallas the other way. Jackson drives in. It's hauled in by Richardson. Richardson's got 7 rebounds in the game. And that one's good. Korkmaz.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
They look pretty demoralized to me, and that always shows through at the defensive end first.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there. Clark, when you think of athleticism specifically, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
Doncic passes to Kleba. Here's Cleveland. Pass to Doncic. Over Burke. Doncic, no good.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but you shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Harris is checked in for Korkmaz, and Simmons subbed in for Trey Burke.
Right now, Simmons is a question with no answer, a tenacious scorer who finishes with muscle through contact.
One shot.
That one misses for Simmons.
And they better hope their performance at the line in the second half doesn't come back to bite them. Missing your free throws is a good way to cough up a lead. Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
Harris inside the line. Again, Philadelphia.
Well, he sure is a talented combo forward with terrific feel for the game. Harris can score in bunches.
Fans are always trying to distract opposing players during free throws. Have you ever seen that work in an arena?
No, I think it's just a nice workout for the fans, Kevin, quite honestly. I mean, if a guy misses, it's not because the fans have gone crazy behind the basket. It's because he shot it left or right or short or long. It's not because of the fans being on top of him, at least in my opinion.
Right. Curry dishes to Doncic. Five on the clock. The pass to Wright. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 6 assists in the game.
Tell you what, for a young player, Doncic has already shown tremendous skill and feel for the game. Beautiful floor awareness there.
Mavericks making a switch here. Powell's checked in. And Philadelphia making a change here. Here's Harris. Outside, Simmons. 76ers moving the ball around. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Clark, we've had sponsors on the uniforms for a couple of seasons now. Do you think everyone's grown used to seeing them?
Yeah, I think it's a normal part of the landscape, and it will take a little more time. I've noticed them myself as I've watched games. We're certainly a far cry from looking like NASCAR drivers, which I think is a good thing. You want them to be done visibly, but not overdone.
Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Curry finds Doncic. Powell with it, guarded by Simmons. 6 on the shot clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. On its way from Curry for 2, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Philadelphia's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Richardson outside. It's deflected.
You know, I like that Doncic, guys, doesn't back down on defense and tries to make it hard for his opponents.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Curry looking around. Ball's knocked loose. And it's Simmons penetrating. And here's Richardson outside. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got assist number 8 now on the night. Dallas shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Now Curry. For a couple years now, the NBA has released the last 2 minutes report detailing missed calls in any game. Does it hurt the officials to have that information out there?
I don't think it hurts. It's not always comfortable, but I like the transparency of the move. I really do. I think when we're transparent about the human nature of what we do as broadcasters or referees or players or coaches, I think it makes for a better product. So I'm in favor of that.
Here's Doncic. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, I tell you what, Doncic plays with really good energy and awareness, but also he's got a quiet physicality to him, and he doesn't mind being bumped around when he's trying to score.
Two.
First free throw is good. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dallas. Both free throws good from Doncic.
Yeah, love the attitude he's playing with here in the second half, going strong to the hoop and getting to the free throw line.
Simmons on the wing, guarded by Doncic. Count it. And that's 15 points for Al Horford.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Right outside. Clock at 6. Hardaway for 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Horford's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Inside, Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
Pass to Hardaway. Dishes to Simmons. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Clark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's a outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's
Take
no
a break.
question
Take a
because
break.
anything
Two
that can
shots.
be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media. So they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually. But on occasion, it does get a little carried away.
And Simmons drops them both. Right with it. Doncic outside. To the middle. Here's Finney Smith.
And, you know, we can't measure Hart. I mean, he's not as big as the other power forwards, but his jumping ability and mindset is incredible.
1:44 left in the fourth quarter. No good from Simmons.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
There's a minute 34 left here in the fourth quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the 76ers.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep, and that has to be a relief.
And, Greg, you know, as interconference opponents, tonight was their only chance to get that revenge. I mean, they won't see each other in the regular season again until next season.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Ben Simmons.
Boy, he was absolutely relentless at the offensive end, guys. Smelled blood and went for it.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
Here's Harris. Misses off the right iron. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks, and he makes that one.
Well, you know, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
Doncic against Simmons. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. A resounding victory for them. And, Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Al. You guys do it as a five-man unit on the floor. How did you come together for this win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenged every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Great effort and a big win, Al. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.